Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. How's it going? John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in here at for the Inspired live stream. It's beautiful to see you all. We're very excited, and let's do this here. Wonderful. Um, Before we dive into today's topic, which I think is extremely important, we have a wonderful opportunity this week to highlight certain things that are happening and to probably help a lot of people see things for what they are. But first, let me say we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. Okay, healthy, wealthy, whole, and free. This has been the mantra for the Inspired live stream. 3 years now going on, and it matters to us. Let me welcome you all here in the live chat on Rumble and YouTube. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I see some new names every day now. It's beautiful. I see Todd here, Into the Light, Pure Water. Good to see you. Then Mary is here. Welcome. Tom, good to see you. Jay Frodge, good to see you, my friends. Jeff, Gerald, Jen, Mick, wonderful. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Shannon, also welcome. So, while there's a lot of scandals going on all around the world, I mean, we see this in every nation in politics. There's a big thing happening, and it's happening in Davos, Switzerland. And you might have heard about it. It's the annual Davos meeting, the party of Davos, the World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab and his cronies. I'm sorry. At this point, there's just no other way of saying it. We are so proud to bring together the world leaders to usher in the fourth industrial revolution, and we have penetrated all the governments. You will own nothing, and you will be happy with a brain chip in your mind. That's Klaus Schwab, paraphrased, of course, fact checkers. But pretty much that's his vision. And a lot of people have heard a lot from Klaus Schwab, what he has to say about the Great Reset. Some have read the book. Some have heard of Yuval Harari, who's kind of a, he puts out these extreme visions. He says, there's no more free will, and you can be hacked like an animal now. Humans are now hackable animals, and you will be controlled and centralized. And COVID was the greatest opportunity to change things around. Now their meeting is like always in Davos, and they're flying all their 1,500 private jets to this small. I mean, they're flying to Zurich, I think, most of them, and then they're driving to Davos. They're driving not their hybrids and their electric vehicles. Most of them are driven in big V8 limousines. So, and then they have this luxury week with all bells and whistles. The steak dinners, the champagne, the brandy, everything. And then they're coming out when they do their press statements, and they're going to tell you how they made progress on climate change talks and all that stuff, and how it is important for you to turn off your gas stove, turn off the heating, and stop going outside and breathing so they can so they can do what they do. And I'm not even exaggerating. This is exactly what it is. But because many people do not take the time, don't have the time, don't take the time, don't know where to look, I want to read, go section by section through an article that was posted by a World Economic Forum contributor member on the World Economic Forum website and tweeted by the World Economic Forum in 2016. And I chose this article because I don't think there's one document, one post, one article that describes it better in a very short version than this one, what these people are about, how sick and crazy their agenda is, but how far back it goes. I mean, in the public space, we've been talking about them for a couple of years now. People have only realized who Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum is, but they've been around for decades. They've been planning this and plotting this for decades. So I want to show you something here, and I'm going to give you proof. I'm going to share this on the screen here. So just so you know, I'm not making this shit up. So here we go. Now let's make it bigger. Let's make it even bigger for you guys so you can really see it. So here we have a World Economic Forum official tweet in 2016, December 12th. Welcome to 2030. I own nothing. I have no privacy, and life has never been better. And this was written by a member of the Denmark's parliament. And now I want to switch over to the actual article So you guys, we can go through it together because I believe it's highly important to do that. Here we go. Pull up the article. And this is official. This is no like paraphrasing. Was posted on Forbes magazine. Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense for us in this city. Everything you considered a product has now become a service. We have access to transportation, accommodation, food, and all the things we need in our daily lives. One by one, all these things became free, so it ended up not making sense for us to own much. When they say things become free, ask any person that's lived in a socialist or communist country what that means. There is no such thing within a system that is free. Yes, nature is the ultimate proof that there is such a thing as free. Nature provides abundantly, freely in its natural environment, but within our human system, nothing is free. It's just that something is shifted from one payer to another payer. But you, and you will see in this article, you're supposed to pay the ultimate price. First, communication became digitized and free to everyone. Then, when clean energy became free, things started to move quickly. Transportation dropped dramatically in price. It made no sense for us to own cars anymore because we could call a driverless vehicle or a flying car for longer journeys within minutes. We started transporting ourselves in a much more organized and coordinated way when public transport became easier, quicker, and more convenient than the car. Now I can hardly believe that we accepted congestion and traffic jams, not to mention the air pollution from combustion engines. What were we thinking? Okay, so it clearly lays out self-driving cars. You hear this from Tesla, autonomous driving. However, what does that take away? Electric autonomous cars take away your complete freedom of choosing where you want to go because the car doesn't want to take you there. You're not going there. And of course, this is baked into the solution. I'm going to move forward so we can. In our city, we don't pay any rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we do not need it. My living room is used for business meetings when I'm not there. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want strangers in my living room. Well, I don't even know what kind of business they're going to talk about. Who thinks that's a great idea? Who wants strangers invading their private space while you're not there? Who wants that? What kind of what kind of mindset is that born from? I don't even think that humans can come up with stupid ideas like this one. Hey, but that's just me. But I'm going to move forward here in this article. Once in a while, I will choose to cook for myself. It is easy. The necessary kitchen equipment is delivered at my door within minutes. Since transport became free, we stopped having all those things stuffed into our home. Why keep a pasta maker and a crepe cooker crammed into your cupboards? We can just order them when we need them. Well, you know why? Because what if the freaking service doesn't work? What if my digital ID is disabled and I can't order food? What if I don't, have access because I posted something or said something that was going against the rules, going against the grain? Then I would love to have my own pasta maker. At least I can make my own pasta if I want to. So here you go. We're going to move on. Shopping. I can't really remember what that is. For most of us, it has been turned into choosing things to use. Sometimes I find this fun, and sometimes I just want the algorithm to do it for me. It knows my taste better than I do by now. This is clearly expressing I don't even know if you can call it racist, because this means AI supremacy. It's not any race, it's artificial intelligence supremacy. This points to their belief system that technology, artificial intelligence, is superior to the beautiful human biology, to who we truly are, to what we're capable of. And this is exactly the mindset that they're expressing in this here. The algorithm knows it better than I do. And even if it doesn't, I have to trust it because it's smarter than I am. So better not trust my intuition, better trust the algorithm. When AI and robots took over so much of our work, we suddenly had time to eat well, sleep well, and spend time with other people. The concept of rush hour makes no sense anymore since the work that we do can be done at any time. I don't really know if I would call it work anymore. It's more like thinking time, creation time, and development time. Okay, so this is, granted, this is one vision or one positive vision that I think I can get on board with as we are moving out of a slave society system where people are used to produce slave labor. I think we are moving into a more purpose conscious, and creation time. I think that's in our future. That's what we share maybe with this dystopian vision, that people in the future will really do what they came here to do, with, express their purpose more and be more creative. So, okay, I'm going to let this one slide. For a while, everything was turned into entertainment and people did not want to bother themselves with difficult issues. It was only at the last minute that we found out how to use all these new technologies for better purposes than just killing time. Okay, moving forward. My biggest concern is all the people who do not live in our city. Here we go. That's definitely going to be me. That's going to be my family. We're not going to live in this city. Those we lost on the way. Those who decided that it became too much, all this technology. Boom, exactly. Those who felt obsolete and useless, no. When robots and AI took over big parts of our jobs. Those who got upset with the political system and turned against it. They live different kind of lives outside of the city. Some have formed little self-supplying communities. Others just stayed in the empty and abandoned houses in small 19th century villages. This sounds wonderful to me. It sounds exactly what life should look like. Not in some AI city, 15-minute city that's completely controlled by algorithms, centralized control. No, I want to live in that abandoned 19th century village. I want to grow my own food. I want to look at a beautiful stream. I want to hear the birds chirp. That's who I am exactly. And here, this is now where I really want you to pay attention. Once in a while, I get annoyed about the fact that I have no real privacy, nowhere I can go and not be registered. I know that somewhere everything I do, think, and dream of is recorded. I just hope that nobody will use it against me. I want to say this again. I'm going to repeat this again. Nowhere I can go, nowhere be registered. I know that somewhere everything I do, think, and dream of is recorded. I just hope that nobody will use it against me. Okay, I'm gonna pause and stop right there because this is the crucial part of this. This is a vision by the World Economic Forum expressed in 2016 for the year 2030. In the year 2030, they predict that somewhere everything you do, you think, you say, you dream of is being recorded. And this person, a member of the Denmark parliament who wrote this as a contributor to the World Economic Forum, said, I hope they're not going to use it against me. This is all the creepy futuristic movies, all the AI robot movies, all in one sentence mashed together. And this is why it's insanity what is happening. It's insanity that they have so much power over cabinets, over politicians, over policy, over economy, and all these things. But they yield so much power over the elected leaders of the nations. As they have said, they've penetrated the cabinets. What do you think they're pushing for? Exactly what's written out in this article. This is the centerpiece of their vision. This is their future, the fourth industrial revolution. You will be a hybrid. You will be injected with artificial intelligence, and it will run your life, and you better not go against it if you even can. This person hasn't expressed yet that we might lose the ability to think for ourselves because thoughts are inserted and our own intuitive thoughts are suppressed. This is just another layer to their vision. And I think we have this is on record. This is in Forbes magazine. This is on a Forbes website. This is officially tweeted by the World Economic Forum on Twitter. And then the Mockingbird media comes out like they do today, and they call everyone conspiracy theorists. that actually speak against the World Economic Forum and that call them out on the things they publicly say. They say you will own nothing and you shall be happy with it. They say you will have no free will. They say everything will be recorded and potentially held against you. They say algorithms will run your life. I couldn't even come up with shit like that. I can't even think like that myself because I'm not wired that way. But that's what these people are saying themselves. And so if you can connect the dots and if you can help others see it, look up the Young Global Leaders. That's the academy of the World Economic Forum. And then is the New Zealand Prime Minister, was she a graduate of the Young Global Leaders Academy? Was Justin Trudeau a graduate? Was Vladimir Putin a graduate? Were many, many others in the current administration here in the United States graduates? Are many business leaders graduates? Is Mark Zuckerberg a graduate? Yes, yes, and yes. They all are. They're all coming out of the World Economic Forum school, and they're shaping society as we speak. Yes, they're losing grip, and that is positive. But more people need to connect the dots, and you can make that happen. You can share these few crucial points with people. It's not hard to understand. Why are all the world's leaders, why are all the business and industry and political leaders currently in Davos flying their private jets there and plotting together with an entity, the World Economic Forum, that is pushing for such an agenda? Why are they doing that? Who gave them the mandate to do it? Where was the referendum? Were you ever asked? Was the World Economic Forum ever on a ballot? Was Klaus Schwab on a ballot? No, they were on no ballot ever, anywhere. And they want to run the show, and we simply do not stand for it. If people want that, well, go jump on board with it, but make it transparent, make it open. And what would we do with people? What do you do with people that admit as a foreigner on American soil, you admit that you're penetrating governments and cabinets. You admit that you're undermining the election process. You admit that you're undermining the policy process. You admit that you're taking huge influence with potentially illegal means. You admit that you are infiltrating the education system. What do we usually do with people like that? It's not happening here because it's open season and apparently fair game for everything. And I think we need to take, I'm talking to the adults here in the room. I'm talking to those people who actually want to take action. Information dissemination and comprehension of information, which means people actually being able to understand what they're reading and what they're seeing, connecting the dots. That's what we need. Adults who see what's happening and then withdraw that mandate, withdraw that energy. Anyone who's affiliated, associated with that vision, withdraw your support. Make it public, and better yet, let's support people, visions, and groups that are working on a new and different future. That's what we continually share here. That's why we're working with great people everywhere to bring about this new timeline that's not this dystopian, crazy World Economic Forum timeline. This is sickening. It makes me sick to my stomach, and I hope it does to you the same, because it's anti-human. It's anti who we are. It's anti-God. It's anti-earth. It's anti-everything. Yes, they pretend to want to protect the earth, but at the same time, they themselves are the biggest polluters. They themselves are the biggest abusers. They themselves have the biggest stakes and shares in the companies that pollute the planet the most. They're hypocrites to the nth degree. So look at this. Here's what I encourage you to do. Go and look this up yourself. Don't even trust this screen. Go and look. All I want you to do is type into your search engine, "You will own nothing and you will be happy 2030." That should lead you to that article at Forbes. Save that. Save that. Then go on Twitter and do the same thing and find the tweet. And then go and look up Davos 2023, the official World Economic Forum website. Those three pieces. And then share them in a post, share them in an email, share them in a text, share them with people out there so they can see what the vision is. So people see for themselves, at least then they can make up their minds. At least it's fair game. All righty. I'm going to step off the soapbox here. Thank you for indulging me and listening to my rant here. This matters to me. It matters deeply. Christine and I have 3 children. They're young adults now, and soon, very soon, they will have children, and eventually their children will have children. And I don't want them to live in that sick, psychopathic world. There's too much at stake here to leave it to these creeps. All right. Thank you for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you, and we'll be back with you again very, very soon.